Welcome to a new upcoming ongoing series on the channel where I analyze the musical score from some of your favorite movies, TV shows, and video games. It is here where I'll discuss how the soundtrack complements its corresponding title along with how it came to be. In this episode, we dive into the medieval score of HBO's Game of Thrones, composed by Ramin Djawadi. As one of the biggest shows on television, its score is no exception for its success. We'll talk about Ramin's involvement, how he breaks apart the score into separate themes, and what makes the score successful. Before we start, if you haven't been here before, consider subscribing for more soundtrack and media analysis. With all that said, let's begin. Just like every TV series out there, Game of Thrones' title sequence is the watermark for the entire series. In this case, the showrunners David Benioff and D.B. Wise wanted the main titles to represent a sense of adventure, as the visuals of the opening credits travel from location to location. Ramin was asked by the creators to avoid violins and flutes, which they believed to be overused instruments in many fantasy themes. And with the cello as the leading instrument, the main theme has a more definite sound to accompany the show's dark theme. In the song's introduction, we are presented with an alternation between a major and a minor key, which Ramin has specified as an indication of the vital changes and the unforeseeable events in the series. He has gone on to say that he wanted a theme of backstabbing and conspiracy to play off in his music. Even if the majority of the song is played in minor, there are subtle jumps between the major key, just like the abrupt twists in the show. Since the main theme serves as the score mascot for the series, it is reprised in smaller portions within the soundtrack to match the global theme of Game of Thrones. With the main theme running near a full 2 minutes long, it's uncommon for a show to carry the viewers through a long introduction. But with the high praise for the show's opening titles, who is really complaining? Imagine an opening without its score. It's probably Okay, it's still excellent. But still, this is a soundtrack analysis and I must explain its strengths. To further express the emotion and story at any given time, each house, along with some key characters and some locations, have an associated theme, or in other words, a leitmotif. Based on the territory of the given house, the theme shadowing said house presents its demeanor. The characters who have a theme have a variation from their house's melody, as well as a reflection of their perspective. For example, Arya Stark's theme from Season 6, Needle, gives a conception of the upbeat and fierce path that she has taken, while maintaining a variation of her house's melody. The song's main instrument is the hammered dulcimer, which is used as the manifestation of Arya in all of her themes, including Season 1's The Pointy End, and Valar Morghulis from Season 2. Since the show reveals new characters or situations over time, these themes also become more diverse to match the change of the atmosphere. The popular theme, Reigns of Castamere, exists as the anthem for the house, but also sets the tune for the majority of the house's themes, such as A Lannister Always Pays Debts, Hear Me Roar, and The Queen's Justice. The audience doesn't actually hear a full orchestrated version of Reigns of Castamere until the Red Wedding in Season 3. Djawadi designated unique instruments for particular foreign locations, groups, and circumstances. For instance, the Armenian Duduk flute depicts the Dothraki race, and the didgeridoo wind instrument is used for the wildlings. The glass harmonica replicates an eerie and chilly sound to signify a theme for the White Walkers. Daenerys Targaryen's themes incorporates a variety of instruments throughout the series to reveal her struggle and emotion, such as the Japanese taiko drums, Indonesian bedug drum, and even the Duduk flute to symbolize her Dothraki roots. In the Season 6 finale, and my personal favorite track, Light of the Seven makes its powerful performance with the piano, an instrument never used in the series before this point. And at this point in the show, the soundtrack has become so versatile, and this track alone highlights how the effect of Game of Thrones music adaptability truly is. There are even times throughout the show when many of these themes are even combined to further strengthen the direction of the series. During the reforging of Eddard Stark's execution greatsword Ice, Tywin Lannister rips the symbol of the Stark family and uses its materials to create Lannister blades. Both the Stark and Lannister theme are played simultaneously, to be overthrown by the Lannister theme in its conclusion. This is yet another reason why Ramin's score for the series is unlike any other. Some of you might wonder, could Game of Thrones have succeeded without Ramin's performance? Well, sure it could have, but Ramin's decisions have been so precise that it would have been difficult to have a duplicate soundtrack with its power and passion. In the long term, Game of Thrones' aspect and emotion would have changed for the audience. Although the soundtrack isn't the only cause for the show's success, it is one of its greatest characteristics. We could have had a comparable composer to Djawadi, but the unique quality of the score has proven an excellent choice. Before Ramin was chosen to perform for the soundtrack, both David and Dan initially had Stephen Warbeck compose the pilot episode, but Stephen ultimately left the project, which was then handed to Ramin. Djawadi joined production 10 weeks before the show premiered. Before we end the episode, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I'll be analyzing the soundtracks for titles such as Stranger Things, Westworld, and Twin Peaks in the near future. If you have a request for a movie, TV show, or video game, let me know in the comments section down below. The Game of Thrones soundtrack is in a way a powerful player in the film score universe. The theme alone has proven to be a simplified way to summarize the show's glory, and with the series lasting 8 seasons, it's impressive how little Ramin repeated past melodies, especially for the inconstant score of Season 6. As a composer, he aims to match not only an emotion to each scene, but to associate his score in a creative way. What is some of your favorite tracks from the series, and which season has the best score? I want to thank you for watching this episode of Score Uncovered. As a fresh new series, I want to hear your thoughts on it. And if you're wondering if I'm still continuing my normal analysis series, I still am. I just always aim for improvement. Once more, thank you greatly.